help it that you popping and they stopping. You can't help it that you packing and they lacking. You can't help it that you great and they late. You happy and they crappy. Ain't got nothing to do with you. That's a damn problem. That's a damn problem. That's a damn problem. Ain't got nothing to do with you. That's a damn problem. That's a damn problem. That's a damn problem. Ain't got nothing to do with you. That's a damn problem. Love you, bye.
Welcome back to my channel. So today I actually got a surprise package. Wasn't even expecting this today, but another one from Uncensored. So we're gonna open that up first. And again, it's not necessarily a sponsorship. These gifts are sent complimentary through the app, and I just remembered I have to do a review on that, so I'm gonna do that, but not right now. But we are going to see what's in the package. Alright. It says, say goodbye to boring showers and hello to smoother skin. So, there's 3 different body polishes is what this is. I've never used a body polish. I've used like a scrub, so I guess I'm thinking it's the same thing or along the same lines. This one right here is brown sugar and coconut butter, which, yeah, definitely about to try this out. It smells good. Yeah.
It looks like ice cream.
It's not like ice cream. So yeah, we'll get into the review of that when I use it. It's a cute little container. But what was I finna say? Oh yeah, if you know anything about smells and stuff, then you could probably guess how this smells. Cause Coco and Shay are the best smells ever. This smells good, bro. This reminds me of like when I was little. Alright, let me stop flirting with the exfoliating body polish. Anyways, thank you to Dove and Influencer for this. I definitely can't wait to review it. And y'all, I'm a little stuffed up, so excuse the stuffiness in my voice. But anyways, we're gonna get into this video from HipHop Uncensored. Coolio breaks the oath, exposes. Y'all can read that up there. So yeah, we're gonna get into this.
This may be a life-changing call for you or someone you love. Thank you, and we hope to hear from you.
You've been in the industry a long time. How was it in the music industry? That whole conversation about the gatekeeper drill, you know, the rituals, things people gotta do, blood sacrifice thing. You know, I don't know if you got into all that, but can you kind of go there, being as though you were in the belly of the beast in the music industry?
I've read about all of that, and I only can say my truth. And
okay, so before we get too deep into it, first off, with them mentioning like the rituals and stuff like that, let's just be clear. Like, everybody, no matter who you are, you have a ritual. Whether you want to think about it that way is up to you, but we all have what could be considered rituals. Whether you have to wake up at a certain time in the morning to go to work or not, whether when you wake up, you know what I'm saying, you have your list of things that you do. I know that's not what they're talking about here, but when people like kind of hear this kind of stuff, they automatically go to the worst possible things ever. But what people need to realize is that everybody has rituals. What's conducive for you may not be conducive for the next person. And once again, like I said, I get that they're not talking about it in the way that I'm talking about it. However, when it comes to these type of topics, I feel like people are quick to go so far off the deep end that they're not able to bring it back to reality and realize the things that have been going on around them and their family, realize the things that have been going on around them, like if you go to work, just different things like that. So let's try to keep those types of things in mind when we are watching these. Another thing is, I haven't watched this yet, so I'm watching it with y'all right now. So this is just as new to me as it is to y'all. So hope y'all enjoy. Again, thank you for the new subscribers. Thank you for the people that come back and watch. Thank you to Influencer and Dove, because we definitely finna have us a good time with this body polish. But let's get back into the video.
You would think that with the height of success that I had and the things I was able to do, the amount of records I sold, and actually the amount of, I don't want to say political power, but
I did want to say this too. I'm not sure, like, I know people in my age group are familiar with Coolio, but I first came to like knowing who Coolio was, for one, with all that excuse me, the theme music, and with, I think it's called Dangerous Minds, because that's like one of my favorite movies. Don't ask me how I could have forgot. It's been a while. Let me check. I think I do, but oh, I just got a paper cut. I do believe it is Dangerous Minds. Let me double check. With Michelle Pfeiffer. I love her as an actress too. Let me go double check. Yep, Dangerous Minds. It came out in 1995, and Coolio had a song on there. It was actually the main theme song, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, so if you're not familiar with him, let me keep this next to me. If you're not familiar with him, definitely go check out some of his like content from newer, well, I won't say from like more recent, but I mean, you know, go check him out. Go check out some of his music. You might like it. It's old school, you know, classic. What could be better though?
of social power that I was able to achieve, you would think that I would be a prime candidate for just to be, so we could say, we could call it something, for to be a member of the Illuminati or a member of the elite society or whatever. You would think that I would be, that they would come at me, and I think they did it sideways though. Nobody never got at me directly and said, we want you to join us and we're doing this. That's never happened. But I will tell you, I've had motherfuckers come at me on some weirdo shit, like on some gay shit. I've had motherfuckers come at me on some, oh, you should do this type shit. And I was like, what? Man, why the fuck would I do that? That make no sense. I view that as being inhuman. I view that as, I would never do that. So, and then, right when there was some things that I was trying to do that I felt were important, things that I felt would help other people, shit started happening to me. Went to jail for some bullshit. Got convicted. Well, not necessarily convicted, but because I didn't do no time, no real time, but little shit started happening, you know? And I didn't even address the shit, really, because who the
So, y'all know I always seem to have a story for everything. So, I was working at a gas station one time, and his, you know, kind of little explanation reminds me of that time. I was working there, so, and it was close to the airport, so there was like a lot of different people coming and going. There was one particular night where there was a guy, probably, I want to say like middle age maybe, and we were having a conversation, and we were talking about like God and just, you know, spiritual stuff, just different stuff. And he had told me, like, he said, yeah, he's like, me and my wife, we felt the wrath of God, like, and he was like, I'm not gonna go too deep into it. He said, but we felt it, and that's something we don't ever want to feel again. Don't ask me why that story came up. It just, his statement about stuff starting to happen to him, like, just reminded me of that. Because I was like, dang, I want to know, you know, how did you know? Like, because I guess having, I won't say common sense, but having a background, going to church, and then knowing, you know, certain things now, it's like, was this, you know, a wrath from God, or was this something that y'all could have prevented and just chose to, like, ignore it, I guess. You know what I'm saying? But let's get back into the video.
Well, you know, and when you're a celebrity, bro, when something happens, whether it's true or it's not true, once it's been said, for most people it's true. Because people don't do research to find out if something is true about a person or not. Whatever they hear, they deem it to be truth. So I didn't go hard on, oh, I didn't do that, I didn't do this, I didn't do that. That never happened. I just let the shit die down, continued on.
But I think that's kind of like, I think it kind of depends on who you are, right? It's just what I feel when it comes to especially being a celebrity, because there's things that you can choose to address, but then there's also things that you could just brush off, I guess, for lack of better terms. And I say that because when it comes to being a celebrity, you're in the spotlight, you're in the media, you're being talked about, you know what I'm saying, good and bad ways. So as a celebrity, I think oftentimes, I guess maybe it depends on your PR group or whatever, but I think ultimately it depends on the type of person you genuinely are. Like, and I equate that to like Cardi B. Reason being is because she, from my point of view, has been like criticized more times than not. That may not be true. Don't fight me. Don't yell at me. But she's been like criticized or whatever more times than not, and I just feel like the times where she's laying low, I guess you could say, or she's not doing the stuff that people want to like keep attached to her, I feel like those are the times where people want her to address things when things are being said. I know, you know, especially with like a lot of the cheating rumors and things like that, I feel like people want celebrities to address things a lot of times. Now, for me, like, I've always wondered, like, why can't they just ignore that? Why don't they just, you know what I'm saying? Like, if it's not true, why can't they just leave it at a simple, it's not true or whatever? But it's like, either way, no matter what, like, people are gonna talk about it. So, I mean, I can't say that I know that pressure, but I will say it's good to hear that he didn't, you know, play into the bull crap of let me try to clear my name, because it's like the more, as a celebrity, the more you try to clear your name, the more you're finna be painted out to be the bad guy. That's just how it is, or that's how it appears to be.
My life. Also, I'm at a point right now in my life where there's a lot of shit I know that I want to tell people. There's a lot of things that I want to teach, but I'm afraid. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm scared because I got 4 grandchildren, and I got children that are in this world. I got people I care about, and
Hi, it's me, international drag superstar Trixie Mattel, coming to you live from wherever we are. When I'm on tour, I find myself accessing the internet.
well, and I got people that I care about that don't necessarily believe what I believe.
Yeah.
And I'm not. I have no fear of death.
I want to say that's true for a lot of people, you know. As you start going off and doing things such as research or just digging deeper into things, I feel like you come across a lot of things that, honestly, the point that I'm at now, I don't feel like a lot of stuff should be told to a lot of people. It's just like giving somebody who has never had a certain amount of money, just giving them that money and, you know, not having no rules, no stipulations, no nothing. Everybody is not responsible enough to handle certain situations, certain information. Everybody is not responsible enough to enjoy certain things that other people enjoy. So I definitely feel him on that with not feeling comfortable putting certain things out there, because at a certain point in time you got to realize the most important things to you, for one, and then two, it comes to a point where, like I said, some people are just not responsible for it. People would like to be handed information all the time. Some people are not responsible with the littlest bits of information, and I know a lot of people know what I'm talking about. Because people will just do anything. They'll attempt anything with no further research of their own, no further information, no actual proof that these things are being done this particular way. Like, it's retarded. Like, I recently just got out of a situation where now I'm sitting back like, yo, that was mad retarded. Like, and I'm talking to my, you know, group of females that I talk to about it, and I'm like, yo, like, that shit was, we should have questioned so much more than what we were questioning. Like, we was not asking the right questions at the right times, I guess, or as soon as we should have, you know what I'm saying? But lessons learned. You live and you learn, you do better.
And I think that those that would oppose my beliefs, they've probably done enough. If somebody's after me, or if somebody's watching me, then they know enough about me to know that I have no fear of death. So killing me don't mean shit. It just confirms that what I said was true. But I do have a fear of them hurting my family. So I'm clear about certain things. I don't talk about everything I know because I don't.
Alright, my bad, y'all. I had to go blow my nose. But let's get back into the video.
I don't want nobody in my family to hurt. You know what I'm saying? I don't want nothing to happen to my people. And if I owe them anything, I owe that to them. I owe them their lives, to be able to live their life and not be subjected to any type of harm because of something I did or said. It's already happened once. You know, my oldest son did some time in prison, and he shouldn't have. It was his first offense. And I was going to court, and I seen people having cases that were way worse than his, and not even being their first offense, and them getting off. And they didn't have a better lawyer than he had. Some of them had fucking PDs, but they got off because, well, whether they got off or not, it didn't matter to the world now. But by by them doing what they did to my son, it made me kind of shut the fuck up.
And yeah, that's one of those things. It's situations like that where you just sit back and you like, nah, that's not for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, people say it all the time. They paid the cost to be the boss. You know what I'm saying? But it's like when you sit back and think about it, you sit back and you look at these people and you analyze these situations, I guess somewhat. It's like, yeah, but what was the cost? Like, there's this saying my mom used to say, and she hasn't said it in a long time. I'm finna bring it back to her. But I would, if we were having like certain conversations or whatever, she asked me a question and I told her about something else, she would be like, what does that have to do with the price of tea in China? And I know that that's not really what this is saying. I'm just saying, like, when we're talking about prices of things, like, it costs to run in certain circles. It costs to reach certain levels. So when it comes to those kind of things, it's like a lot of people don't have, well, I'll say a lot of people didn't have a set price. And I feel like that's kind of how things keep going, because you start somewhere comfortable and then I don't know if it's the greed, I don't know if it's the taking care of the people, like I don't really know, but it goes up. You know what I'm saying? Like what people say, last year's prices ain't today's prices. That's how it is when you are reaching new heights and new levels in certain groups. You know, the sign up price ain't the same. Like, we need more. Oh no, we need more. You know what I'm saying? Oh no, we need you to prove yourself. We need to know it's real. It's crazy.
I stopped talking about what I was talking about at that time because I felt like I was being, you know, and listen, I could be making this shit up in my head. It could be something. I realized that I would never know whether it's true or not. But just to make sure that it didn't happen again, I backed off. And now let me say, when I backed off, shit stopped happening. So I'm more inclined to believe that maybe I was right. You know, I mean, like I said, I can't say if it's true or not, but like I said, those things stopped happening to me. That kind of shit stopped happening to me. I stopped getting them weird messages. I stopped getting them weird.
Monique hated the way clothes fit due to her muffin top and back bra roll, so she went to Sona Bello. One visit, fat removal.
I had my upper and lower abs done as well.
That kind of shit stopped happening to me. I stopped getting them weird messages. I stopped getting them weird emails. You know? I stopped having that feeling of being watched. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it is what it is. But at the same time, I often wonder why if people get on the internet and they say shit just for attention, or they make up shit so that people will want to listen to what they have to say. And I bet you in at least 70, 85%, 70 to 80% of the times, they're doing it to get some fucking attention.
Okay.
And then 10% of the time, people are telling the truth. I've seen some crazy shit. Bro. I seen some shit like, wow. I seen some shit that made me go, what the fuck? Is this really happening right now?
Is it fair to say, Coolio, that your celebrity is the reason why your voice is in danger? Like, is it you speaking
Say it
out?
one more time.
You being the celebrity that you are, and you being having the platform that you do, and your word obviously getting to masses and speaking somewhat of power. Is that the threat that comes to you, and it's the threat that is to them? Like, is your celebrity the reason why you feel as though you can't speak, and your family's life could potentially be in danger? Is that the reason? So in itself, is it a gift and a curse?
Yeah. At one point in my career, people was fucking really listening to me.
I feel like that's an important question, because everybody oftentimes, you know, when things are happening in the world and different situations, y'all know what situations I'm talking about. I don't think I gotta be specific right now. Like, we're not gonna do that. People be like, oh, well, how come this celebrity hasn't said nothing, and how come that celebrity hasn't said nothing, and how come this and how come that? Like, first of all, let's start here. A celebrity should not be somebody that you're dependent upon to speak on, you know, certain issues. I do get that they do have a voice. I'm not saying they don't have a voice, but what I'm saying is y'all are hard to please. And I say y'all to the people that are constantly wanting to be fed instructions. Here, I'm gonna watch TV and that's gonna tell me how to live my next week, or that's gonna tell me how I should be acting, or that's gonna tell me how I should be governing my family. Like, but then in the next token, y'all don't like being told what to do. Y'all are pissed off at people who choose to do or follow, you know what I'm saying, this person, but you're steady trying to follow this person, and these people are relationship goals for you. Like, y'all don't know what happens in these people's households. Like, so for people to be in a space where it's like, oh, we want a leader, oh, who's gonna be the next Malcolm X, oh, who's gonna be the next this person, or who's gonna be the next that person. Y'all don't, I'm not going to say it's a situation where people aren't deserving of that, but at what point in time are you going to think for yourself and say, okay, well, this affects me, let me speak up on this because this is what I feel like? Why do y'all have to wait for celebrities to speak up on something in order to feel like there's progress being made? Because let's just keep it real. Most of the time when celebrities do speak up, people got something to say about it. Oh, well, she shouldn't have said it this way. Oh, that's not the way I would have said it. Alright, so you use whatever platform you got and you say it if you feel that strongly about it. You don't know what these people's morals are ultimately. What do you see? You see these people on TV. You see these people, you know what I'm saying, celebrating this or celebrating that. Like, but I think a lot of people forget that this is a life that, like, that's an image that you're being pushed. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even know. My mind just went blank getting into it. Like, people are just hard to please. Like, this is why a lot of celebrities don't speak up, because they still have families to take care of. At the end of the day, like, some celebrities are definitely gonna be heard and listened to more than others. So that being said, if you were a celebrity and you knew that, but you also knew, okay, I'm gonna do this and this is how it's gonna affect my family. Like, some of these celebrities don't care how it affects their family. And I know y'all know some people, celebrity wise, who it comes across like, dang, they just don't care. Like, but these same people also have family members that are also in the media. You know what I'm saying? So it might not affect them the same way. Why? Because this is the attention that they are paying for. Trust and believe, they're paying for it. It might not look like it, but they're paying for that attention. So at what point does your attention, and what point, like, what's the cost of your voice? You feel what I'm saying? Like, what's the price? What's the price of your voice? Like, put yourself in some of these people's shoes, because some of these people have been saying certain things or been, you know what I'm saying? and they get talked about, they get pushed to the side, they get the most famous thing said to them. Oh, they crazy. So what are they supposed to do? Keep being looked at as crazy? Some people don't really like that title. Like, they don't like to be viewed as that. So to keep from being looked at as that, they're just not gonna keep playing into the bullcrap. Let's get back into it. It's not that much left, so we finna wrap it up here in a little bit.
They were really taking to heart what I had to say. People believed in me. And when I started doing music, I did music. I made music because I wanted to be heard as a man. I felt like that what I had to say could help people, and it might be important. I had information. I pay attention, and I might be able to help people. When I went platinum on my first album, when I went platinum, that meant that I went double platinum actually. That meant that I sold 2 million records. Now maybe, who knows? Maybe one person bought 100 copies. But who knows? But for all intents and purposes, then that means that 1 million people at least heard my voice and heard my point of view from a musical standpoint. I've always been of the belief that if you have the opportunity to reach that many people, then you have the obligation to give them something that they need. Now, with music,
see what I'm saying? So when you start getting into obligations, that's a whole different ball game, because like I said, when it comes to celebrities, we'll just keep it as celebrities. When it comes to celebrities, famous people, whatever you want to consider them, I don't feel like that pressure is always okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't feel like they should feel obligated to put themselves in certain positions just because that's what the masses want. I feel like there's a way to go about that, and I feel like if you're not that kind of person, that's just not the kind of person you are. So that's why you can't expect certain celebrities to speak up. But what I do appreciate is, for instance, Coolio has, you know how y'all say people fell off? Like, I don't feel like a lot of these celebrities fall off. I feel like they're just over hanging with certain crowds. Therefore, they fall to the back. They don't fall off, they fall to the back. You know what I'm saying? They start remembering why they got into this and why they got into that and what their purpose was for doing it. And I feel like once they are made to feel like their purpose is not lining up with other people's purposes, and they're going to be held accountable for it, like, I feel like a lot of them just walk away from it. And hell, to be honest with you, some of them probably change their names. Like, that's why you can't find them. Like, that's what I really feel like. But ultimately, I definitely get what Coolio is saying. I do appreciate this interview that he's doing right now, because it's like some people you do worry about, or not even worry about, like, you think about, like, dang, what happened to this person, what happened to that person? And to be honest with y'all, I don't really do too much, like, digging like that, per se. Like, I don't be like, oh, let me go look up this person. Like, I'm getting better at doing that, just because I do want to be updated sometimes. But, hell, I'm tired of, like, looking up people, and then it's like, you know, the typical story. They started out over here, so and so discovered them, they started doing this and that, and then they got diagnosed with, like, the most horrible disease ever or some shit. Like, I'm actually tired of hearing them stories. But so I I don't really do the research like that, but I do appreciate these types of interviews because it's like, oh, okay, my boy doing good, my girl doing good, the group's doing good. Like, it's interesting to catch up with people that you feel like you knew, I guess, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know about y'all, but well, even now, but definitely when I was growing up, like, if I was interested in people, like, that were in the media, celebrities or whatever, like, I felt like them was my friends. Like, especially if I watched you or could recognize your voice. Like, I'd be like, oh, there go my friend. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm definitely glad that Coolio did this interview. I mean, and as always, if you know what he's talking about, then you know what I'm saying. But we're gonna stop it right there. Y'all could see the HipHop News Uncensored. Y'all can go check out more of their videos. I check them out on a regular, you know what I'm saying, because they always have interesting conversations with people. So y'all definitely will be seeing more of their you'll be seeing me review more of their videos. But in the meantime and in between time, thank you for all of those who are returning. Thank you for all of those who stay rocking with me. And yeah, we'll catch y'all in the next one.